I think, how do I turn this around? Yep, we're on. Decorating Date Night is on the web. This is episode 1 of season 2. Here's what we're going to be focusing on today. Let me get a little closer in on Dina so you can hear her.
Hi, how are you? You're going to have a pardon my appearance. I am makeup free for this first episode of season 2, Decorating Date Night. Very impromptu thing that we're doing. We are at Elmwood Farm Bed and Breakfast in Williamsport, Maryland. We have permission from the owners to be Facebook Live as they go to a gathering tonight. They can't join us, which is sad because they know way more about the history of this house than we do, but we're going to try and go off on what they said, take you through the rooms, kind of talk about the decorating choices that they made and why they made them, to give you a little insight as behind this beautiful, beautiful bed and breakfast in this beautiful area of Williamsport, Maryland. By the way, shout out to Funkstown, Maryland. We spent the day there and went to a winery and some antique stores. Who knew Funkstown, Maryland could be so fun? Beautiful porch. This is very much the case of how it was back in 1855. You can see that plaque. That's when this property was first resurrected, built, and they really did do a great job of restoring it to what it was like back in the mid-1800s, so it's kind of cool. All right, so we're going to take you around. They have alpacas, by the way. I don't know if the alpacas are out. Very cool. Oh, yeah, there they are. See the alpacas down there? Alpaca makes great sweaters. Actually, my sweater is alpaca. Who knew? This is an alpaca sweater. Woo!
All right,
All right.
Let me see if I can do some shout-outs. We got Lynn and Helen.
Hi, Helen.
And Hallie.
Hey.
Haley. Sorry, I read it phonetically. Heather.
All right, so beautiful brick. You can see that back then, I don't know, the brick is much more rich. They made it by hand, from if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not just talking out of left field here, but my understanding, you know, honey, because your grandparents did brick. Didn't they do the brick more by hand? They actually created the brick and then actually laid it?
I'm not sure if everybody who built back then did that, but I know a lot of people
common
did.
practice, right?
And it's interesting, you can, I don't know if this is covering up mistakes or if this is a style, but notice how they've got small little
Right, the half bricks.
not even half bricks, like just little slivers of brick. I guess maybe that was them making every use of every brick, even the broken ones.
So if you pan down a little bit, you'll see that this stone foundation, talk about rock solid, no pun intended, absolutely rock solid foundation. You'll notice that what they did was they kind of tried to bring a contemporary element. We have stamped concrete now. And so instead of just doing the regular concrete, when they did the foundation, they did the stamped concrete, which is kind of a fun idea. We'll talk more about the stamped concrete later on. If you pan over, you'll see that they also have a barn. Learn that Elmwood Farm not only is a bed and breakfast, but they also host venues like weddings and parties and gatherings.
And they do it in that building, that red building,
Yes.
but it's not, the lights aren't on, it's very dark, it wouldn't show up on Facebook Live. So
We're going to say that, plus it's cold.
Lynn said hi back. Right?
And then we're going to go inside. You can see the alpacas again. Hi, alpacas. Look, they put their heads up. How cute is that? Hi. Hello, alpaca.
And they have cats.
Your sweaters are
Lots
great.
of cats.
They have 10 cats, by the way.
10 cats, and I think,
wild
I
cats.
counted earlier, I think it's
Hi,
8 alpacas, and then 2 dogs.
Cute doggies.
We'll see them on the inside.
Speaking of which, they are pet friendly. We have Angel with us. You'll see her later. So Troy and I are really on a date night. We're kind of on a date weekend. We decided to do this getaway, and I love that we were able to do that. Hi, puppies.
Whoops, the cat got in.
Oh.
Can you catch it? We were warned not to let the cat in. Can you get it? We were warned not to let you in.
I'm allergic to cats.
we
I have to wash my hands.
we were told that you would do that.
Okay, you have to stay out. Okay, let me wash my hands real quick before I start sneezing. Oh, dear Lord.
While you do that, I'll come see the dogs.
Okay.
I don't remember their names. Do you remember their names? They're beautiful. The one dog looks just like Keiko, which was featured in one of our other season 1 episodes at Jenna's house.
It's on.
It's the same kind of dog,
Okay.
same coloring.
All right, so welcome to Elwood Farm Kitchen. So they did redo the kitchen. You'll notice that this brick wall behind, over this way, if you pan over this way, that was the original exterior of the home. And they said that they added on, so Letty and Selena are the sisters that own this farm, Elwood Farm. They purchased it from their grandparents. Or there was kind of
their fifth generation in this house.
Fifth generation in this house. So it was kind of exchanged hands back and forth in any event.
Anthony Castellino.
Hey, Anthony. So
Randy McClement. Hey, Mayor.
So this is the original exterior.
And Chris. Hey, Chris.
And of course the window, which is so cool that they kept that. It's almost like a little pass-through, which I love. So anyway, then you'll notice if you pan up, and we'll see more of this later on. They have the plaster. Shh, puppies, all done. They have the plaster that was the original plaster. And Selena, who did most of the rehab, wanted to keep the authenticity of that to kind of show what it was like.
All right, let's go to a different part of the house.
All done.
They're a little.
All done.
They're demanding attention.
You're doing a good job.
You're demanding attention, and you're getting it.
You're doing a good job. But we're on Facebook Live. I know, you're so sweet.
And Lauren
I love you.
is watching, and Eric.
Hi. Okay. So what's really cool about this kitchen? So this was the original kitchen. Not the original, because they didn't have granite back then. But this was one of the kitchens. And so what they did was save part of this.
We'll talk about that in here.
Anyway, they saved part of this to kind of bring
part of their old countertop. And repurposed it.
Okay, so now this is just their gathering room, their TV room. Now we did learn this.
A little dim in here, but not horrible.
Back in the day, in order to heat the houses, because there was not a fireplace in each house, which they typically would do. I'm gonna maybe shut this door. Is there a door to shut?
I don't know. Shut.
Okay, they took the hinges off.
Okay. Let's come back in this room. Let's go up to the front.
Well, basically what they did was they would heat from below, and the heat would rise, and then heat the home. If you come in this way, there's this great bathroom. I just wanted to show this off real quick. This is so cool. I love what they did. They took an old dresser. Actually, it looks more like a changing station, to be honest. And what they did was they converted it, which is very popular, into a vanity, which is perfect. They added the square sink. And I love the tile. If you pan down to the tile, this looks like a slate floor, but it's the tile. Really, Facebook Live is not doing it justice. They did a really good job of mixing the old and the new, trying to keep with the integrity of the home, but also making it a little bit more contemporary so it's easier to clean and that kind of stuff.
Lynn says she loves the kitchen.
I know, isn't it gorgeous? Then you'll notice, by the way, all these hardwoods are original.
Yeah, these floors are
original.
Over 150 years old.
Yeah, really.
That's
really cool.
crazy.
So if you peek, I don't know if you can peek through there, you'll see a pool table. That's where Troy and I are staying, down there.
We'll go down there in a minute. So the heat used to rise up through there, you're saying.
Right, exactly. So now this is the dining area. What's so awesome about this was like a piece of art history when we walked in here. You will notice that the furniture is very familiar to something you might have seen in some past episodes. This is my grandparents' same exact style furniture that they have in their house. So that's very period, 1920s? 1930s,
yeah, 30s,
right?
Maybe 1940-ish, something like that, but probably 80 years ago.
Very cool, very cool. So we literally have the same exact set, except our chairs are different, but we have the same pieces. It's wild, really wild.
I don't know if it'll show up that well, but these old pieces of furniture, you can
see
sort
the
of
grain
tell.
Of wood.
See the grain of wood, but
it's
notice,
mahogany.
Can you notice how each drawer is from the same piece of wood? See how the grain?
It's really cool.
It's all made from one masterpiece of wood that then cuts so all the grains match. They don't do that anymore.
So speaking of wood, learned something from Letty. I think shared this with us. She's one of the owners and one of the caretakers of the bed and breakfast. You'll see that there's grains in this. Well, they painted the grain because they just used whatever wood they had, but whatever they wanted it to look like, they painted it on there. So this is actually flat wood that they painted to make it look like it was a grain wood.
And a way that you can see
awesome.
what we're talking about.
So awesome.
Notice how here, see how the grain is painted? you can't tell it's painted, right? It looks like it might just be stained. But if you go down here, we're going to get to the, what do you call it? The hinge.
Yeah.
Notice the hinge looks like it's wood because they painted the hinge as well. So you can tell that it's totally cosmetic.
Okay, so this door, same thing. So what they did was they just painted it white. So this is the exact same wood as the door that Troy just showed you.
And so is the one on the other side of the room.
So now come on the other side, honey. So the one side of the door is white. The other side is painted green.
And that is not the kind of wood you think it is.
No.
It's just regular plain old.
It's unbelievable how they did this. The craftsmanship, they did it all by hand. It was
and they wanted this to have
hours and hours.
Like an oaky kind of
which
look.
they totally achieved.
But over here they wanted mahogany.
They wanted more of mahogany look, which is great. So this, from what we are told, is called the parlor. So when they used to entertain back in the day, they would sit in this room, they would have balls and dances, and if you pan across, there's a picture actually behind the sofa that shows, although that's in a tent, but it kind of shows what they did for these types of rooms. They would always have gatherings, they would get very dressed up, and they would truly enjoy the night. I mean, there was drinking and dancing and partying, and they weren't on Facebook. They were really having fun with each other. And you'll notice that all of their light fixtures are original to the period, which is, I love that they were able to preserve that. Just great. And you will see also that the amazing detail of the woodwork around the windows, around the frames of the door. You can't get that. You go and get, this is, any of the homes that you get right now, you name it, Dries, Ryan, whoever it is, you're not going to get anything around your windows. You're not going to get anything around your doors. They just don't do that anymore as standard. That's considered custom. Back in the day, that's just what they did with all their houses. The craftsmanship was amazing. So let's go into this. This is new territory for us as well. So we're going to go, let's explore. This coming into, I'm not sure what this is. Okay, that's just a closet, which I would have imagined. This is great because they've done a job of making sure that whoever comes to stay here is to museums and historical sites and all that kind of stuff. We're right near the C&O Canal, so you can also take advantage of that. The one thing that they did say is a lot of people do bicycle tours up this way, and they just have a bicycle. So Letty, one of the caretakers or bed and breakfast owners, will drive people with their bicycles to wherever it is they need to be.
So Katie has joined.
Hi, Katie. So
Abby.
You'll notice
Mark,
again.
Dana. Hey, Dana.
The craftsmanship is absolutely stunning. This I remember from my grandparents' house, and even my dad's house where he lives right now in Jersey has a lot of this detail. This was just what they did back in the day. Now you pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for this. This was just custom, just standard as opposed to custom, which it is now. Notice the thickness of the spindles, way different than what we'll find in our houses today. Just this is a solid, rattle it.
Well, the wood is solid, it's just not attached all solid at the top,
yeah.
that's all.
So this is new for us. They said, they gave us permission, by the way, to go up and look into the different rooms. These are the other rooms that are available for the bed and breakfast. I like, this is cool. Kind of a left and a right type of a thing.
Hey, Jody. Sandy Watson says, hi, Dina.
Hi. Again, the flooring is absolutely gorgeous. It's all original.
And Alan and Donnie Wood.
Very nice. Just, I love this. Oh, they're locked. Okay. I don't know what's up there. I think I'm gonna not go up there. It looks spooky.
Let me turn on the light and just see.
That must be Selena's.
You think?
Oh, they're all.
Well, let's see what this is.
No, they're all locked. Okay.
Yeah, that's like some storage probably, so we won't go up there.
Okay, so we can't show you any of the rooms. I'm sorry.
Show you our room.
Yeah, we will show you our room. Yeah, they're all locked. But we can at least walk the hallway. Yeah, they're all locked. Okay, well, I guess that way they don't have people roaming through their house, right? Oh, how cute. So you will notice that in all their common areas, they've got the Keurigs, they've got, the little stations. Oh, that goes down to the kitchen. kitchen.
Here you can see that the drywall, or the plaster rather, and it used to be plaster all the way across. It was in disrepair, and rather than completely getting rid of it, they salvaged what they could and kept this kind of retro, rustic vibe going on.
Okay, and then
Joni has joined. Hey,
hi, Joni. So down here, this leads to the kitchen, which was very common, actually. Hi, Joni. You'll know, so in the house that I grew up in, there's kind of this stairwell that leads from the kitchen to the back room. It's similar. That was where the maid's quarters was. So that was, that's private space back there. So that's where the maid's quarters was. So anyway, so we'll go back down and we'll show, whoa, that's a bigger step. We'll show you where we're staying.
Let's see, I think I've gotten everybody who's joined.
Let me just
quite a few jumped in.
If you want to go ahead and start to go down, I'm going to open this room back up.
Hey. Yeah, we did. We're on Facebook Live right now.
Hi, how are you?
Did you have a good day?
Yes, we did.
Good. Oh, you're doing your laundry?
Yeah.
Oh, say hi to Lenny. She's one of the owners. You were saying there was some big flood that prevented the troops from coming.
Yeah.
What was the flood? Was it like, was there a
Potomac
heat?
River flooded.
The Potomac River flooded and it prevented the troops from
The
coming over.
Confederates from going across the river, and then
Yeah.
Union were on the other side. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're going to go downstairs and show everybody.
Alrighty.
Okay. So we'll take you
Angel,
down
stay.
here.
Angel.
So this is our dog, because they do have a dog-friendly area, but they've got dogs too, so we're trying to keep them a little bit separated because you're an alpha dog, aren't you? She gets a little crazy. Okay, so we're going to bring her down. Love this door. So Selena was starting to sand this down. She came up with this and said, oh my gosh, I'm going to keep it. And I would have done the same thing. Fantastic. It's just that quirk of whimsy, the unexpected, and it just looks amazing. Again, the exposed brick with the plaster. Love that. All right, so here we go. Come on, puppy. Will you stay with Mama? He's a good girl. Okay, so, whoops, careful, honey. So they recently did this. And we have this entire area, which is so cool. So this is kind of our own little private dining space. They've got a little wet bar. What's great is anything you see that's out, you're able to welcome and help yourself. They said help yourself to any of the wine and any of the liquor. So we will be doing that later. We'll be having a glass of wine with some chips, and we brought some hummus, and we'll have our own little date night. Right, puppy?
Now,
Yeah.
Sandy jumped in. She said, "Oh, she's cute. She must mean you."
Oh.
No, she probably
The
means
angel,
the dog
I'm sure.
too. Both of you are cute.
This is original, right? Isn't that what they said? Isn't that
Yeah, I
what
think
Lenny
all
said?
of this is, all the
this
stuff
is-
we're seeing down here is.
And this
pretty much
was their basement. And of course, when
Don't
it was
try to break in. We're armed.
when it was really
Doesn't
hot, they would have to have a basement kitchen because, you know, it was just too much. So all the doors, again, notice the wood and just the size. They had the oversized doors. Everything was bigger and better back then, right?
Yeah, and Lynn said, "Ooh, nice." I'm not sure what. Maybe the door you were talking about upstairs.
Okay, somewhat a little kind of a taste of shiplap, but
and
not
missions.
really shiplap. This is kind of, I mean, it's not really your shiplap, but it's kind of the idea of shiplap. And I love that there was the plaster. She exposed it a little bit just so you can get a peek behind
Mish Tall is joined.
the bones of it. Just really well done. So come in through the barn door. And this, you remember we were upstairs and we peeked down because this is now
Where the heat used
grate
to
where
rise
the
up
heat
through
used
the
to rise
basement,
up
or
through
from where they had
yeah,
the.
they had the coals
They
burning
had, they had a
down here.
big right where this pool table is. I guess there would have been a coal fired or
Right.
something, and then the heat would rise up through this.
Right.
Anyway,
And so here's pool table, just kind of fun and
I want to
hanging
reset
out.
because Mish is asking, where are we?
Okay, so thanks for joining us, Facebook Live Decorating Date Night. This is Season 2, Episode 1. Very impromptu. Troy and I are out on a real date night weekend, and we are live on location from Elmwood Farm. It's a bed and breakfast, very impromptu. We did get permission from the owners, Letty and Selena, the sisters that own this. They said, yeah, sure, come on in. Show them all the different decor, the things that we've done. They did this themselves. Of course, they did have help with some contractors, but really Selena, one of the sisters, did a lot of the work herself. She was the one that painstakingly did the walls and all of that. So it's a lot of fun. So if you pan down to the floor, you'll notice when we were on the outside, we talked about how the stamped concrete is so big right now. And what's good about the stamped concrete is it's durable. You can make it whatever you want. It's washable. You can hose it down. You can do grates in the floor. It's great. So I'm a big fan of stamped concrete.
Sandy says, wow, very cool basement. Mish says,
It
too
is.
cool.
It is. And they are fantastic. If you want to do a little getaway at a bed and breakfast that's somewhat local, Troy and I are huge fans of bed and breakfast. We like to do different ones and rate them. This is right up there with 10 Clark Place in Frederick. This is definitely one of our favorites. They're fantastic, very gracious. They give you free reign of everything. They said whatever's out, you can help yourself to it. And that's really what a bed and breakfast is supposed to be. It's supposed to be all about hospitality and really making you feel like you're staying with family, and they've done that.
Angela McIntosh has joined.
Hi, Angela. So it's really kind of cool.
See the bathrooms in the other bedroom?
Yeah, and of course they've got TVs everywhere for your viewing
It's
pleasure.
not all ancient. It's got some modern conveniences.
Yes. Okay, so pan down. So now you'll see the notice between this floor and this floor, they look very different. They're actually the same material. Again, it's the concrete, it's the stamped concrete, but what they've done is decided to do a wood pattern, and this is more of a patio pattern. And I love this wood pattern. And they did a finish on it that's shiny, which I kind of like. It brings a little bit of lightness and brightness to the space.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's wet, but it's not.
But it's not. But it brings a brightness and lightness to the space, which you want to do in a basement. Again, ceiling height is pretty good. They did the beams, all tying into that time period of trying to make it true to what it was back in the 1850s. Love this stone wall. I would just love that on the outside of a house, the inside. This is just,
and this is the original foundation of the
that's
house.
the original foundation. We did find out from them that they had to dig down in order to get the ceiling height to make it to code. So they went down. So you'll notice underneath, so the original, I'm thinking, was probably to the brick. So they brought it down even further to where the
maybe
sub,
8 inches, it looks like.
right, to where the sub foundation was. I love. Look at these windows. Look at the depth of them. Again, this was just standard for them. Everything was just done with such precision and expertise and just detail, and they give you more room, more space. It just really, it's spectacular. Love it. They did a really good job. Okay, so let's go into what is our master, so to speak. So this is the bed. So this is kind of cool. Fun fact for Elmwood Bed and Breakfast. They also do mattresses. They found that it was going to be too expensive. They said, you know, the one thing you have to do well if you're going to do a bed and breakfast is beds and breakfasts. Well, we can control the breakfast, but how do we control the beds? As far as being cost effective, we have to change the mattress out. Every 2 to 3 years, they change all the mattresses. That's pretty awesome. So they decided to open up a mattress store. So they do that. It's mattresses by appointment. They have a location in Hagerstown, right? And then one in Frederick.
And Mish Tall says, please, where are you? Is it in Frederick? I'm new here. I would love to go.
You should definitely go. It's Williamsport, Maryland, and it is Elmwood Farm. And we will go ahead and tag them in the post if Elmwood Farm is on Facebook. I think they are.
And Angela says hi back, and Mish says, oh, I saw your puppy.
I know. I know, Mish, you love dogs too. Oh, she's having a little dinner. Good for you.
Are we going
Anyway,
in there or no?
yeah, so, but the mattresses, you might need, I mean, it is a nice, thick mattress. You probably need a little lift to get into bed, but that's okay. And their pillows are really good too. It's all the memory foam, really thick. But what I was saying earlier is because they have this mattress business as well, they really do nail down the bed and breakfast part. Because if you're going to do a bed and breakfast, there's two things you need to have: awesome beds and an awesome breakfast.
And crepes for breakfast.
Oh,
today.
yeah. So they did an egg crepe and a fruit crepe. Really good. And, of course, coffee and
Here we
juice.
go in here.
Okay. Again, bringing back to that era of the oversized clawfoot tub. Now, this is not as scary. My husband has this thing with clawfoot tubs. He thinks they're creepy.
This
But
isn't too bad because those aren't actually like claws.
well, they painted it out blue, and they don't have lions' faces on them.
Right.
And it really does kind of pick it up. So I love what Selena and Lenny did. You'll notice in this brick, there's a blue-gray. So what they did was pulled that as their accent color. As far as decorating 101, we're into decorating 102, where you want to pull an accent color from something you have, because then that really pulls the space all together. It's that subtle stuff that kind of brings your eye around into a room.
You
You'll
can tell
notice
the
it
lighting.
again.
This is that.
Exactly,
that
that
shows
same
a
color
little
blue.
bit.
Yep. And again, it's in the brick here, and if you pan over this way, again, it's that exposed rock from the outside that they brought in because it was all plaster. They took the plaster off so you could see this rock. There's the gray blue in that as well. Really beautiful. The other thing that I love is this tile. This is a tile. It's bringing that wood grain in because the wood meshed up with the stone, it's all that organic, earthy feel coming together, pulling that space together. Love that. And a touch of the contemporary pop of color with the blue, which ties into their tub. Again, brings it all together. They did the blue in the inset. They did a really good job, I have to say. Again, outlining this. Then they ran the tile a different direction to give this definition. In addition to the border, when you run a tile a different direction than what the pattern is throughout the room, that helps define the space, and visually it helps bring your attention to it. So that's something that you can try.
And it's barrier free.
And it's barrier free, which is nice. They've got the
It's all one
the
flat
grab bars
surface from the
and all
shower
that,
into the
yeah.
rest of the bathroom. There's
Yep.
no stepped over. So, and it's wide enough. I think that's handicapped accessible.
yeah, it is. She said that.
Yeah. So.
This is a super cute idea. So they took an old ladder, which we have old ladders in our house, and I usually use them to hang scarves on, which is also a great use of space. They put hooks on the side, and then you can hang towels or whatever you can do. I would have done, in addition to the hooks, I would do reading materials. So I would do some magazines here too, because you're right near the lavatoire, if you will, and that's kind of fun to do.
And this says love the tub to the left, and Sandy
Yes.
says wow, amazing shower.
Yes, and look at this cute sink. I love, first of all, copper all the way. You can't go wrong with copper. It's an antiseptic naturally. It never rusts, it never stains, it never cracks, it never scratches. Anything that happens to copper is just enhancing the look of it. So as it ages, it becomes better, better with age. I wish that was the same case with me. Oh my goodness. Anyway, they took an old wine barrel. Great idea. That's very popular. And then they just took an old basin, a copper basin, and then converted it into a sink. Great. All the plumbing's underneath. It's fantastic.
A sliding barn door. Is
Yeah,
the
very
bathroom
popular
door.
again. You'll notice the light fixtures. They're new, but they're old. It's that Edison light type light, which I'm sure they got, at Lowe's, Home Depot, any of your big box stores.
I'm not sure how well that's showing.
Okay.
Actually, zooming in closer helps.
Okay, so that's that Edison light look. That's very popular right now. You can get it at your Lowe's and your Home Depot, any of those stores. So what they did, which again, great idea, they took their mirror. Typically you would hang a mirror like this, the vertical. They did it horizontal. Fantastic, because you don't need a full-length mirror here. You actually want the width, and it helps to create balance with this piece. So they did a good job. And the other thing it does is it creates the line with the light. So that was very smart. They did a great job with that.
Mish asks, are you an interior decorator? I love
Yes.
the way you were narrating this.
That's what I do. That's
Awesome
why this
sync.
is decorating date night. I love this mirror. This mirror makes you look skinny. Look at this. I wish I was actually this skinny. I want to take this mirror home. I never look so good than in this mirror. Even without makeup on. It's a great mirror. I know. Look how skinny you look, honey. Isn't that great?
What are you saying?
Angel, you want to look good in the mirror too?
And Jeremy has joined.
Hey, Jeremy. Anyway, so this is tonight's Decorating Date Night episode. We are live on location at Elmwood Farm. It's a bed and breakfast in Williamsport, Maryland. And this was something that we decided to do impromptu. The owners said that's fine. They're not able to join us, but they said go through the house. So I hope you've enjoyed it. We went through some of the interior choices that they made as far as the decor and keeping to the main takeaway from this episode is you want to, whatever structure is that you're working with, you want to make sure that you're authentic and you are honoring that structure, for lack of a better word. I know that sounds so esoteric, but you want to make sure that you are really bringing forth the period time and you're honoring that and you're mixing in the new and the contemporary, but you're really holding true to the time, which was the 1850s. And you can see that all around. They did a great job.
You're not the only one who likes the mirror. Lynn says, I need that mirror.
I know. I'm going to ask her where she got that mirror. I'm going to get
the slimming mirror.
I'll get them in bulk.
Yeah.
Look how cute we look. We look cute and skinny in the mirror. I love that.
We look 4 inches taller and 20 pounds lighter.
Right? We should all get one. I'll buy them in bulk. We'll hand them out. So thanks for joining us. Facebook Live, Decorating Date Night, Season 2, Episode 1. And we can come to your house. If you private message me on Facebook, we'd be happy to come out. We can decorate a room. Typically what we do is we come into your home. We can pick out colors. We can do furniture placement, whatever it is that you need. Decorating Date Night, Season 2, Episode 1. We're Troy and Dina, www.decoratingdatenight.com.
And one last thing, Mish says, I wish they had made the toilet with the tank up on the wall and had a pull chain to flush.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe they'll add that.
Yep.
And there is room for it.
Yep, that is more of that time period. Good call. Good call.
Anyway, say goodbye, Angel.
Say, oh.
Oh, you want to sing? You going to sing?
Good girl singing.
You going to sing?
You want to sing for Mama?
She's not going to do it yet.
You want to sing? Ready?
We'll try.
Sing. Oh. Talk. Speak. Speak.
She's not in the mood.
Speak. Okay.
All
You're
right.
cute anyway.
Say bye-bye.
See ya.
Oh, Alice joined in. Hello.
Hi, Alice. Bye, Alice. You can watch it back. Talk to you soon.
Sandy says, fabulous. Mish says, my house is empty. Lynn says,
oh, well, then we'll come
thanks.
to your house and we'll furnish it. We'll go shopping.
Anyway, we've got more comments coming in. We'll try to respond to your comments
Absolutely.
on Facebook by typing back at
Yep.
you. Okay, does that work?
Thanks for joining us.
Well, we got to do our...
Yeah, we have to do our
I gotta
finale.
Turn this around. Wait a minute. Here we go. Wait. Up. There we are.
Bye.
Bye.